Some pretty incredible breaking news coming out as we have an alert in 11 U.S. states of the new mystery pneumonia also that is spreading globally around the world. And I'm going to be sharing with you the latest headlines coming out in the past 24 hours to get you caught up, as also the United States is saying they are now urging Congress to suspend China travel amid the uptick in respiratory illness. I'm going to be covering these headlines as I mentioned with you. Now, in addition to that, we've also received word that Republicans urge Biden to suspend that, and as I mentioned, 11 states have high or very high respiratory illness. Map shows where sickness is spreading. This is in the United States. In addition to that, you guys, we've also heard that this is spreading globally. This map reveals all countries hit by the surge in pneumonia cases, dubbed the white lung disease, as China plagued by the bug. And also, another country is added. Another European nation reports mysterious pneumonia outbreak in children following reports in China. It is France. France joins Denmark and the Netherlands in reporting increased cases of pneumonia among kids. And as I mentioned, I'm trying to live stream here. Hopefully you can see this and hear me okay. I hope this is on the screen. I'm trying to use a streaming program so that way you can see it. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me, see me okay. And also if you can see the articles. Let me know if you can see the articles okay before I dive in. I see that we've got some people on with me live. Let me know if you can see those. And as I mentioned, all of these will be linked in the description below so that way you can follow along with me. But I also now have a streaming program so that way I can put it on the screen for you. Let's see here. People are saying yes, excellent. Okay, and I see that we've got, it looks like 1,192 people on with me live. Do me a favor, smash the like button if you've not done so already. If we get half the room to do so, I'm going to get you caught up on what is happening in the United States and globally as well. If we could get those likes up to 600, if I could get half the room to do so, I would appreciate it a ton. And also, I am streaming, so I apologize if my responses are delayed. There is a slight delay that takes place with the live streams, but I wanted to put this on the screen because so many people are asking, where are the sources coming from? I am now streaming this so you can see it for yourself. You can see the dates that these are coming out. So this came out just yesterday. Republicans are urging Biden to suspend the China travel amid the uptick in respiratory illness, and new information coming out on the uptick as they're saying that this respiratory illness is not only hitting children, but it is also hitting adults. And they're saying that there is official loss of life that is being reported. It's coming out, leaking out slowly, and a lot of people, again, are concerned because it is beginning to feel like a repeat of what took place 4 years ago, almost this exact same time. And Sandy Feta is saying, why are they saying it is not connected to China? Sandy, there is a lot of gaps right here, and a lot of people are saying that we cannot believe what is being said. Let me know your thoughts. Put a 1 if you feel like we cannot trust China at what they're saying. There is misinformation coming out. Put a 2 if you feel like we can trust China. But right now they're saying it's not related, it's nothing new, yet we are seeing this spread. Now, I'm going to take a look at this article with you very quickly here. And it says that the Senate Republicans called on President Biden to restrict travel between the U.S. and China in response to a rise in respiratory infections among children in China. So they are saying stop travel to China. The U.S. and China should not have travel because they're concerned that even though China is saying that this is not contagious, this is nothing out of the new, they're saying we do not trust their word. And why? Because of what we saw 4 years ago. Since mid-October, China has reported an increase in respiratory diseases, which officials attribute to the lifting of the pandemic restrictions. Chinese authorities have said that these infections are being fueled by known pathogens, including the flu, RSV, and the prior pandemic, and a common bacterial infection caused by Mycoplasma pneumonia. So they're saying not to be alarmed. Don't worry, this is just, as they said before, as a result of restrictions being lifted, and this is concealed. This is specific to China. However, I'm going to be sharing with you some articles here in just a second that are raising eyebrows. Now, in their letter to Biden, however, Senate Republicans repeatedly made a reference to the mystery and unknown illness that is affecting children in China. As you know, the Chinese Communist Party, or the CCP, has a long history of lying about the public health crisis, they said. So, members of Congress are saying, as you know, China, the Communist Party, has a long history about lying about the public health crisis. During the pandemic, the CCP, of fluctuation of truth and a lack of transparency, robbed the United States of vital knowledge about the disease of its origin, they said in a letter. So if you are questioning China, if you're somebody that put a 1 in the comments, you are not alone. Members of Congress are now saying this as well, and they're saying stop travel immediately to China. The World Health Organization, or WHO, is monitoring the situation in China and has requested information on the disease clusters among the children. And as I mentioned, we're now hearing there is loss of life, and we are hearing that this is no longer subject to just children, it is actually showing up in adults as well. We had heard the elderly, but now we're hearing that this is spreading. We should not wait for WHO to take action, given its track record of slavish deferences to the CCP. We must take the necessary steps to protect the health of Americans and our economy. That means that we should immediately restrict travel between the United States and the PRC until we know more about the dangers posed by the illness, the GOP letter wrote. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Put a 3 if you think that you agree with Congress. We should immediately stop travel to China. Put a 4 if you think that that is unnecessary. But as I mentioned, members of Congress, members of the GOP coming and saying it is time to stop travel to China. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm seeing Tanya says, don't trust WHO either. My mother flew to Kansas and caught a sickness during Thanksgiving, says Punako. Nice ending for 2023. Not, says MC. Yeah. Diamond is saying shut the borders, and I'm starting to see the 3s pouring in the comments as people are saying we need to go ahead and stop the travel. So like I said, I am seeing a ton of 3s. People are saying close up those borders. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, let's take a look at the 11 states in the United States that are on high or very high respiratory illness in the map. Now, just to verify, just to let you guys know, according to this article, this is just high or very high respiratory illness that's popping up. This is not what they're saying is white lung disease or what we are seeing in China. These are just 11 states on high alert right now. But we will see if any of these 11 states actually will follow suit with what we saw in Ohio and Massachusetts. As they said, that is the exact same similar thing that we're seeing in China. Now, this article, this is going to be sharing with you the 11 states so you can see them for yourself. It's not just you. A lot of people are sick right now. Tracking by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention shows a jump in the number of states experiencing elevated levels of respiratory illness. And again, just to remind you, this came out just in the past 24 hours. It says a surveillance map updated Friday, so yesterday, included data through the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Seasonal influenza activity continues to increase in most. Oh, it jumped on me here. Continues to increase. Let's see here, where to jump. Surveillance continues to increase in most parts of the country, most notably in South Central, Southeastern, Mountain, and Western Coast regions, according to CDC reports. Louisiana and South Carolina have much flu activity. They've landed themselves in the most severe or very high category. Alabama, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Tennessee, and Texas are not far behind. They are all classified as having high respiratory illness activity, as is New York City, which reports data separately from the rest of New York State. Now, Virginia and Washington, D.C. didn't report sufficient data to the CDC during the holiday week. Both made moderate levels of sickness the week before. And as you can see right here, here is the map that shows the influenza season, week 47 ending November 25th. And you can see all the different colors, and you can see very high and high in the South and in California. It is also important to note that the CDC map doesn't capture all of the flu activity happening in any given community, but again, they said that these are an assortment of different ones that are on high alert. None have been confirmed, just to repeat, being connected to the 2 of Ohio and Massachusetts that they are saying is similar to what we're seeing in China. The data is based on the number of people reporting to a healthcare facility with flu-like symptoms, fever, plus a cough or a sore throat. It is not based on lab-confirmed influenza cases. So these are not lab-confirmed, but we will see. Time will tell if any of these states that I read off, and again, Alabama, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Tennessee, and Texas, New York City are not far behind the the states of Louisiana and South Carolina that have the most flu activity. And also, as I mentioned, we are seeing that uptick in what we're experiencing on the other side of the world in Ohio and Massachusetts. Now, again, here is a map of all of the nations where this is taking place. And before I dive in, again, just wanted to share with you guys, take a look. This coming out, again, in the past 24 hours. All of this is the latest data information. I'm putting it on the screen so that way you guys can see it for yourself. And do me a favor, I see we've got 1,766 people on with me live. If you appreciate the updates, smash the like button. Can we get the like? 250 people to hit the like button to get this over 1,000 likes. All it does is help out with the YouTube algorithm and just spreads this out further. If you appreciate the updates, that would help me out a ton. Thank you so much. So this map reveals all the countries, and we've added another one. I just mentioned France has now been added to the list. Map reveals all the countries hit by the surge in pneumonia cases dubbed the white lung disease, as China is plagued by this bug. Plus, all the countries on high alert for this bug. And so, as we mentioned, there's unknown things with this. They're not even sure what to call it. They're calling it the white lung disease. They're calling it a mystery pneumonia, and a lot of people are concerned because that is exactly what they were calling what spread in 2020. Before they gave it a name, they said that it was an unknown pneumonia that was isolated to China, and then we saw what happened with a global shutdown. Parts of Europe, Asia, and the US right now, they are witnessing a surge in cases of pneumonia-like illness following an outbreak of the bug in China. Sweden and Switzerland are the latest in the string of European countries to report a rise in respiratory bug, which has particularly affected children. And again, now this is adding France to this list as well. So here is the map so you can see it for yourself. This is the nightmare spread, countries hit by the mysterious pneumonia. We've got Denmark, Sweden, Vietnam, Taiwan, China, Nepal, UK, Netherlands, the USA, Switzerland, Indiana, Thailand, Singapore, and Indonesia. And the map reveals the countries hit by cases of pneumonia and those on high alert. And again, these are the ones that we are seeing of this mystery pneumonia. Now, just to clarify, red is where the countries have been hit with the sickness. Yellow is countries that are on alert. So not all of these have been hit, but they are on high alert. And now this one over here for the UK, we've got confirmed cases officially in France. This map, though, is before the France reporting that came out in the past 24 hours. And you can see the pictures of what the hospitals look like right now. They're saying overwhelmed, and they're saying antibiotics do not work on what is currently taking place. The fast spread of the pandemic in 2020 prompted strict public health restrictions such as global and national lockdowns, which experts believe could be behind this surge. As many as 145 people in Sweden have been sickened by the Mycoplasma pneumonia from April through September, according to a study published by Lancet last week. The same report reveals that Switzerland has 132 cases of the condition, a milder form of pneumonia. Meanwhile, Singapore has 172 cases of the bug. It comes as Denmark and the Netherlands noted an uptick in cases as well. Denmark saw 541 cases of Mycoplasma pneumonia the week ending November 26th. Also, Hayden Dorthe Emborg and SSI researchers said that the rise in cases was expected as immunity against the bug drops across populations during the pandemic lockdowns. But again, they're saying that this is inconsistent with the fact that not all of them have locked down, and we've been out of restrictions in many places for quite some time. Fewer social interactions during the pandemic meant bacteria had fewer opportunities to spread in recent years. Now more people are mixing again and the bugs can spread more easily. She said that for the past 4 years, the number of mycoplasma infections has been extremely low, and it is not unusual that we have an epidemic now. Countries traditionally have an uptick in mycoplasma pneumonia every few years, and some of the outbreaks may be part of a seasonal EBV and flow of respiratory illness. Meanwhile, the Netherlands as well, they're saying 80 out of 100,000 children ages 5 to 14 have come down with the pneumonia. Meanwhile, Ohio County in the U.S., reported a pediatric outbreak of pneumonia. On Thursday, Warren County Health District said that it had an unusually high number of pediatric pneumonia cases this autumn, 145 since August, In a joint statement, Health Commissioner Dwayne Stansbury, the Dr. Clint Koenig of Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital said, "We do not think this is a new respiratory disease, but rather a large uptick in the number of pneumonia cases normally seen at one time. But countries are on alert because, as I mentioned, they're saying this seems extremely unusual. And the information coming out of China, they're saying that we cannot trust. And that is why members of Congress are saying stop travel right now to China." Let's see here. The WHO has officially requested detailed information as of last week for cases that are continuing to rise. They want more information. If this was a typical pneumonia or flu, why is it that they're requesting more information? It is because WHO themselves are saying that they want more detailed info because it seems abnormal. ProMed, a system that monitors global disease outbreaks and was one of the first groups to identify the dangers of the pandemic, issued a warning on November 22nd. So ProMed is issuing a warning. Pneumonia is typically caused by bacterial or viral infections and gets better within 2 weeks. The bug can cause some people can become very unwell, especially over 65, babies, young children, and those with lung conditions. Cinderella Essence, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication. I love your information and knowledge that you share on a daily basis. I admire your enthusiasm, passion, and determination. Cinderella Essence, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope that the information is helpful. Let's see here. Let me also continue on so that way you can get more information as to what's going on. And here we go. What is the pneumonia and what are the symptoms? Pneumonia is inflammation of the lungs, usually caused by an infection. It sounds like they're just covering different types of pneumonia. Let's go on as we now have an update that France, and as I mentioned, this just coming out in the past 24 hours as well, France joins Denmark and the Netherlands in reporting increased cases of pneumonia amongst kids. This is continuing to be seen around the world. Officials in France are reporting an increase in pediatric pneumonia cases, the third European country to report such an outbreak in recent days. It comes after China reported some of its children's hospitals have been overwhelmed by pneumonia cases, causing global alarm. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sandy. I appreciate that. I had originally from Switzerland. I am a patriot and an immigrant legally. I am an NP and hear clear lung sounds, but with x-ray shows pneumonia. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Europe 1. A French radio station reported that there was a 36% increase in medical visits for pediatric pneumonia cases last week. Many of these infections have been tied to Mycoplasma pneumoniae. Increased attention has been placed on Mycoplasma pneumonia in recent weeks after reports emerged of overflowing children's hospitals in Beijing and Liaoning. The scene from China have echoed the start of the pandemic, and this is what most people are concerned about right here, is that it feels like a repeat, raising concerns that another global outbreak was beginning in that nation. However, Chinese officials, and again, if you believe the Chinese officials, have told the World Health Organization, or WHO, that this pneumonia, along with common respiratory illness such as RSV and the flu, were responsible for the outbreak, that it is simply an uptick as a result of lifting restrictions. But a lot of people are getting concerned as we're seeing these same exact symptoms happening in countries all over the world. Both the WHO and the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention have agreed with China's explanation. So they're saying, we believe what China is saying. Officials do not believe any new pathogens are circulating in China at this time. We do have an office, the CDC does, in China, says Mandy Cohen. She told Congress on Thursday. So as I mentioned, Congress is telling President Biden that they need to stop travel and they believe that China could be lying. And our officials have been in touch with our counterparts to ensure that we're understanding the situation there. In the days since, multiple nations have declared similar outbreaks. So as we mentioned, this is happening in nations around the world. And I shared with you the map as China's pneumonia was recently declared an epidemic in Denmark as well, as cases of the disease have spiked among children in the European nation. The Netherlands is also experiencing a mysterious outbreak of pediatric pneumonia, though officials have not yet announced the cause. Absolutely incredible. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. And again, I see that we've got 2,200 people on with me live. Do me a favor, if you have not yet smashed the like button, please do so as I get you caught up on what is going on right now. So what we have is members of Congress are coming out. Just a quick recap to catch those up that have hopped on late. Republicans are urging Joe Biden to suspend China travel amid the uptick in respiratory illness. They're saying they do not trust what China is saying with what's happening right now with the illness. They're saying we need to stop the travel because even though they're saying it is as a result of lifting the restrictions that we are seeing this spreading all over the world. In addition to that, I shared with you that there are 11 states that are on high alert right now, high and very high respiratory illness cases happening, and this list does not even include Ohio or Massachusetts. The map shows where they are spreading, and I gave you the list, and here is the map. The red is the very high or high areas. It includes Louisiana, South Carolina in the south, very high, and then also those that are in high areas, Alabama, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Tennessee, and Texas are not far behind, along with New York City. They are saying that, and Virginia and Washington, D.C. did not report sufficient data to the CDC during the holiday week to let them know both had moderate levels of sickness the week before. And we're also seeing that globally there are concerns. Here is the map of areas that have been hit or areas that are on high alert. The USA, Netherlands, UK, Denmark, Switzerland, Nepal, India, Thailand, Singapore, China, Vietnam, Taiwan, Sweden, and Indonesia. Red is the areas that have been hit. Yellow is the areas that are on alert, as we are seeing this starting to pop up, the mysterious pneumonia all over the world. And again, like I said, this is also in the United States, as map reveals all countries hit by the surge in pneumonia cases dubbed the white lung disease, as China is plagued by this bug. And we're also getting reports that this is not only confined to children. The elderly are getting it, adults are getting it, and we're also now hearing reports that in China it is being revealed that loss of life is taking place from this as well. As originally we had heard that was not the case, now they're saying it is happening. Yesterday, I believe it was, I shared with you in a report, or the day before, that they said that there was loss of life, but it could not be confirmed that it was from the illness that is spreading. Now they're saying that it is, in fact, as a result of what's happening. And then also add to the list just coming out, and as I mentioned, all of these are cited in the description, and now I'm putting them on the screen for you live in this live stream. These are all coming out in the past 24 hours. You can see the date that this was published and updated, December 1st, 2023. Another European nation reports mysterious pneumonia outbreak in children following reports in China. France joins Denmark and the Netherlands in reporting increased cases of pneumonia among kids. So you guys, this is what's taking place right now for those of you that are joining me. I see there's 2,480 people on with me live. I know this is not the information that anybody wants to hear, but do me a favor, if you appreciate it, can I get an extra 150 people to smash the like button? Can we get the likes up over 1,500? All it does is spread this out so that way more people can see and hear what exactly is taking place. And let me check in the comments to see what people are saying, if there's any questions, things I can help out with. And again, thank you guys for smashing that like button. Subscribe to stay up to date. I'll let you know everything that's going on so that way you guys know exactly what's taking place and you can know what to prepare for you and your family. I heard a lot of people say that as this continues to spread here in the United States, a lot of people saying we are not sending our kids to school. You know, I totally get it. I agree. I mean, like, it's really crazy to see what's happening. Janet Jenkins says, hello, Steve. Hope you are well. I am. Thank you so much. Patrick asks a great question. Will the flu shot help? Patrick, what they're saying is with what's taking place, there are no antibiotics at this time that are combating this. The Ori show says, this is crazy. Totally agree, Ori. I saw that Honest said, why children? I have no idea, Honest. All I know is that they said it was hitting children. Now they're saying it is not just children, it is the elderly, and now adults are contracting this as well. Pamela Hernandez says, thank you, Steve. You are so welcome. No cases in Australia as of yet, says Victor. Yes, as of yet, there are no cases that are being reported in Australia, Victor. Somebody says that they are slowly getting supplies yeah, I think that's a great idea. Better to be safe than sorry. Make sure that you're prepared. Don't be scared, be prepared. We're not trying to induce fear, we're trying to emit knowledge, and this is simply what's going on right now. And I want to make sure that my audience knows. And again, if you have people that you want to share this out with, please share the video. Let people know, raise awareness of what's taking place. As we saw in the past 24 hours, Congress said, we're not sure we can trust China. We feel like we've been lied to in the past. Now is the time to let people know they should probably stop travel to China. Let's see here. Like Trump's said China, says DT. How can the illness target children, says Harpazo. I have no idea, but we're also hearing it's not confined to children only now. Let's see here if there's a... It's good to know. Be blessed. Praying, says Cecilia Nieves. Thank you, Cecilia. Yes, I appreciate that. And if you are a praying individual, please do so. Today on the Prophetic Insight channel, he did live prayers. I recommend anybody that is interested in prayer or prophetic word to go ahead and check out my buddy Greg Smith's channel, Prophetic Insight. Thumbs up from Pamela. Thank you, Pamela. Yes, do me a favor. If you've not done so and you appreciate the updates, smash that like button for me. It helps out with the channel, just spreads out the information more into YouTube so that way people can see what's going on. And again, as I mentioned, all of this coming out in the past 24 hours. I cite all the sources. They're all linked in the description, but now also I am live streaming with you, putting it on the screen so you can see it for yourself. And also, if you want to support the channel, I've added a join button. You can click it, become a member, and then all of these articles, they will pop up in your YouTube feed as well. And you can just click the links and go right to it. But as I mentioned, if not, no worries. They're cited in the description for you. I just wanted to be able to put them on the screen because I see so many people saying like, I can't see it or I can't find the links. So I'm putting it on the screen for you so you can see what is actually taking place here. Those that have low immune system, says Tammy, yes, they're saying be cautious for your children, for the elderly, those that have low immune systems. This is hitting adults as well, they're saying. And there's concern. Take a look, as I mentioned, for those of you hopping on just now, just to get you caught up, a recap. Republicans, they are urging Biden to suspend China travel amid the uptick in respiratory illness. They're calling this the mystery illness. 11 states are on high alert right now as a result of what's taking place. And this list does not include Ohio and Massachusetts, which have confirmed cases that match what's taking on in China. And also this is spreading around the globe. Take a look, the map is getting bigger of all the nations that are being hit or are on high alert. You can see right here, the US on that list for hit. Hit is red, high alert is in yellow. So this is the list as of right now, and this list does not include France either, which has now been added to the list as well. Let's see here. Travel should be suspended again, says Christina. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Do you think that travel should be suspended? If you think that travel should be suspended, put a 5. If you think that no, we should not, put a 6. But if you think that it is time to stop it, as Republicans are calling for, let me see in the comments what people's thoughts are on this. Let's see here. Also, somebody says bio attack. Somebody saying, Jameson is saying 6 feet, guys. So another, again, social distancing. Interesting. Do you think that these restrictions are going to come back again? Social distancing, masking, all of the things that we've seen in the past. Do you think that they're going to be returning? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That is a great point. We might have to see that take place again if this continues. Are we going to be experiencing a repeat? And that's what a lot of people are afraid of right now, is a repeat of what we saw 4 years ago. And it is almost exactly 4 years to the date. We saw this exactly take place back in November, December of 2019. 2020, we started to enter into the year, saw a lot of this happening around the globe. And then it was March, I believe, if I remember correctly, of 2020, we had the U.S. lockdowns as a result of everything that was taking place, and people are concerned that this could be happening again. Debbie's asking the question, are we going to be shut down again? Great question, Debbie. I certainly hope not. It would just be absolutely insane to see that take place yet again, a second time. Will that happen? I don't know. I feel like so many people are like, we've had enough. We've had enough of what's going on, but here we are yet again. And also, this feels kind of like the first step. Republicans urging Biden to suspend travel as a result of what's going on, because they literally said in their letter to him, and as I mentioned, this just came out 24 hours ago, they literally said in their letter, we feel like China has lied in the past, they're probably lying now. Please stop travel to and from China. Put a ban. So let's go ahead and take a look at that once again for those of you that just hopped on. We should not wait for the WHO, they said in a letter. Take action given, for the WHO to take action given its track record of slavish deference to the CCP or China. We must take the necessary steps to protect the health of Americans and our economy. So they're saying, oh, and our economy as well. They're saying that if this happens again, this will hit not only our health, but our finances, and our economic system has been suffering lately. They're saying that we will be hit. So they're saying, please do this. That means that we should immediately restrict travel between the United States and the PRC until we know about the dangers posed by this new illness. They're saying that this is not the everyday thing that they are claiming it is. This is something new in a GOP letter to Biden. Sanity says masks don't work. Nothing shown. If sick, stay home. And Sandy, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. And yes, we should all be using the most precaution at this time. Health officials so far said there is no cause for alarm. But as you can see, a lot of people alarmed by this, and it seems to be spreading. And like they said, how could this be spreading? Well, it looks like it is. And, people not trusting the word of China, or those that are saying that there's no need for alarm. Members of Congress saying stop travel immediately. We believe there is no new novel pathogens, she said. This coming from the Center for Disease Control Director Mandy Cohen. She said these are related to existing pathogens, the last pandemic, the flu, and RSV. Let's see here. Maria van Kerhove, acting director of the WHO Department of Epidemic and Pandemic Preparedness and Prevention, recently noted in an interview with the stat that the wave of the disease being seen in China is not as high as what was observed in 2018 and 2019 before the last pandemic. We asked if anything new was detected, any new variants, any new subtypes, and the answer was no, they said. We asked if they have seen any unusual disease presentations for these pathogens, and they said no. And then they gave us an overview of the burden in the healthcare facilities, and their hospitalizations are not overwhelmed, she said. So very different from what we're hearing and seeing, though. Very interesting. Different perspectives. And I did a poll here on the channel, and we had a lot of people say they do not trust what is coming out from China and from the WHO. They are saying that, yes, we want to follow the guidance of the Republicans in Congress that wrote that letter, shut down the travel. I also saw a lot of people saying, stop the borders, shut down the borders. We have 11 states on high alert in the United States. We've got a map of all the countries that are being hit. So interesting how it's only because China lifted their restrictions, yet we're starting to see this in countries around the globe, including the United States, and now another one added to the list in France. And as I mentioned, all of these articles coming out just in the past 24 hours, you guys, all linked in the description below. Wow, we've got over 3,000 people in the room. Do me a favor, if you appreciate the updates, smash the like button. Can I get 100 likes? If I could get 100 likes, that would put us over 2,000. That would be huge. And all it does is spread this out further, so that way YouTube can share this to more people to get the latest breaking information. If you appreciate it, I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Marty Vizinat, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You are amazing. Thank you for that. Helps out a ton. Snake is saying to wear a mask. Goose is saying stop fearing people. Goose, the purpose is not to have people in fear. The purpose is to make people prepared. I believe that we should not stick our heads in the sand. We need to know what's going on. All of this is coming out in the past 24 hours. I want to share it so that way people are aware of what they're saying, what is taking place. Because the last thing that we want is for all of a sudden restrictions to come back and things to hit and we weren't prepared. Suddenly there's a run going on again or something outrageous, and people don't know what's taking place. So I do my best to just make sure that people know it's the latest and know it's not coming from me. See it on the screen for yourself. Click the links. Go read it. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and do your own research. Please always do that, regardless of where you're getting the information from. And I put them on the screen so that way you can see it. So this is not to raise alarm or to cause fear. It's to give you the news, and then you can do with it what you like. If you feel like you're not going to do anything with it, that's totally fine. But for those that want to see the information and want to make decisions for themselves on what their next move will be, I want to have it here for them. And LL is saying, thank goodness I'm a prepper. You know what? I have not considered myself a prepper, but I got to tell you, I have been buying extra packs of water, extra things at the store, just in case, because there is so much going on in the world right now with the conflict in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas, with Taiwan and China, with Russia and Ukraine, and now the US and Iran. And I feel like it's not a bad idea to have yourself prepped and prepared. In addition to that, we're hearing the news of the FBI warning against sleeper cells that could potentially be operating a coordinated attack here in the United States. And we're also hearing word of potential infrastructure attacks that could be hitting. They're talking about shutting down the grid system, hitting the water, hitting the airports. We've already seen cyber attacks hitting in the U.S. ever since Thanksgiving. We had several hospitals hit. We saw that water supply hit in Alabama. And to me, all of those, I feel like it's better to be safe than sorry, just my personal preference. And now also, in addition to that, this coming out about this spread. So just wanted to make sure that people know the latest. And as I mentioned, all cited in the description, sourced, putting it on the screen so that way you can see this is in the past 24 hours for you guys. Somebody else saying that they're a prepper. Somebody saying, prove Jesus is coming soon, says Cowabunga. Amen to that. The Lord is my strength and my shield. Psalms 28:7 says Tanya. Hey, let me know. Are you a believer? Are you an individual that prays? If so, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know if you are, and if you are, do me a favor. Say a prayer for our world, for our nation, for what is going on, for all those that are sick. Let's keep them in prayer, and let's pray that things improve so that way we don't have to go through any chaos or any of that stuff, regardless of whether this is misinformation from China or what be it. Do me a favor. If you are a praying individual, believer, put a 1 in the comments. Excellent. All right, so I see that we've got several people here in the channel that are and that will be doing so. Sandy Fetty, thank you so much for the super chat. Masks do not work. The pandemic has proven that. Only immune suppressed should wear masks. I also am a prepper and use many natural products. Yes, Sandy, that is awesome. I'm glad that you do so. And please let us know your recommendations on what we should be using. And again, here's the map for those of you interested as to where this is already spread globally. If you want to say prayers or keep in remembrance these different areas, the United States, as I mentioned, is one of them. Switzerland, Thailand, India, Singapore, Indonesia, Nepal, Taiwan, Vietnam, China, Sweden, Denmark, UK, and the Netherlands. These are all areas where they're saying the nightmare spread is taking place. Countries hit by the mysterious pneumonia. They're also calling this the white lung disease all over the world, and they're saying it's increasing. And as I mentioned, 11 states in the U.S. On high alert as well. Let's see. Eek says, if Trump wins, Steve needs to work with him. Yeah. If Trump wins, if he wants some help, I will work with him. I have a pantry full of junk food. I'm ready, says DT. Yeah, DT. I know a lot of people were loading up on the junk food during the last pandemic, and they had that extra pandemic weight. But you know, like, hey, yeah, have things ready. But you know, hopefully we don't have to go that route. Just stop with the likes already, says Cynthia Datton. Cynthia, thank you for the reminder. If you guys have not done so, please smash the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I know it might be annoying, but I need to remind people because that is what's going to help the feed. So if you haven't done so, I see we've got over 3,000 people in the room, 2,200 likes. You guys are amazing. Can we get that over 2,500? Can I get 250 people that have not yet hit the like button, that appreciate the updates, that have hopped on to do so? It'll get it up over 2,500. Thank you so much. I pray that everyone sees the light of Jesus, that he is coming, says Shawan Mattingly. Yes, amen. Thank you. I am a believer as well, and I pray for peace for our world at this time. Let's see here. Jarrell says Trump Carlson. Yeah, a lot of people have speculated that Tucker Carlson could be his VP. We will see. I'll keep you guys up to date. Deep Sixer says, I am with you, Cynthia. Hey, do me a favor, smash the like button. I appreciate it. It really does help. It just helps spread it. So, and you know, when people hop on new, it just reminds them to do so. If they don't do so, then it's not going to continue to spread. Sure thing, you're awesome, says Ribbit. Thank you, you are awesome, Ribbit. Amen. 1984 is not a how-to manual, says Michael. Let's see here. People are asking some questions. Someone's saying Jesus is Lord. Yes. Jay is saying legit. Made my wife check our toilet paper supply. You know what? I remember there was a massive run on that toilet paper supply for sure. I think also like cleaning supplies and other things also started getting swooped up right after. Russell Lopez says, thank you so much, man, for always coming out here and letting us know what's going on. I really appreciate the way that you set your sources. You are honest in I trust your news sources. Stay safe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I try to do so because I know that, you know, people are wondering what's real, what's going on. So I try to cite everything so that way people can see it. I don't want you to ever think that this is coming from me. I'm just reporting it. I'm just the messenger, putting the pieces together, delivering it, putting it there, and you can take it for what you will. But I appreciate that. That's what I recommend. I recommend everybody do that. Double check my sources as well. There's a possibility I could be mistaken. I report something wrong. I'm not perfect by any means. That's why I cite the sources, so you know this is not from me. This is from the latest coming out in the news, and I check the dates on them as well, that they are released and updated. Usually I try to make it the last 24 or 48 hours for you guys. God bless you, Steve, and your family, says Angel Torres. Angel, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for your positivity and your prayers. I appreciate it. Winter is coming soon. I've stocked up because we get snow here, says Tina. Yes, for those that get snow, you might want to stock up. That was a lot of the concern right now about potential EMP attack if things shut down in the middle of winter. That would be absolutely terrible. Is it airborne, says Janet Jenkins. Janet, we do not know. They're calling it a mysterious pneumonia, and nobody is for sure exactly. The WHO is requesting more information, and Congress is concerned that there are just simply lies coming out. It was in the medication we received before, says Candy Phillips. Candy, you know what? There's a lot of people who are speculating that. You know, I got to be careful about what I say. I don't know. I can't verify, but there's a lot of people that think that as well. Somebody's saying no for the masks for me, says Karen Little. Yeah, we will see. If any restrictions come back as a result of what's taking place around the world or in the U.S., I will be sure to report on it right away because, as I mentioned, we're hearing that the children are getting hit in all of these different nations around the world. There's 11 states in the U.S. that are on high alert, in addition to Ohio and Massachusetts. And now they're saying that we need to stop travel to China. But as a result of everything that's going on, if more restrictions are put in place like we saw with the pandemic that broke out 4 years ago, I'll be sure to let you guys know right away, so that way people know what's going on. Because it is absolutely just, it's nuts. I can't believe that it kind of feels like we're experiencing the same thing again, like it's happening all over again. Let's see here. It's literally, yeah, people are mentioning some of the things from the past coming back, saying that this could be causing it. If there's any relation to it, I'll be sure to try to share if I can, if you catch my drift. Wear a mask in your home too, says Snake Pilkins. Which states in the U.S., says Cynthia. So for those of you that have hopped on late, again, there are Ohio and Massachusetts where there are confirmed cases of what is taking place in China. Members of Congress are saying we need to stop travel to China. You can see on the screen right now the 11 states, in addition to Ohio and Massachusetts, they're saying is Louisiana and South Carolina are on high alert, very high, for a lot of sickness activity going on. They're afraid of what could potentially take place with overwhelming the hospitals Alabama, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Tennessee, Texas are not far behind, including New York City, which reports their data separately from New York State. Those are the ones within the United States. I've shared with you the map of all the nations that are currently being hit or on high alert. And added to that list just in the past 24 hours is France, as well as France joins Denmark and the Netherlands in reporting increased cases of pneumonia amongst their children. So very crazy. Somebody is saying that Truthful Troll says Lockdown 2.0. I certainly hope not. Janet Jenkins has got the Trump emojis going on for 2024. And I know a lot of people saying that, vocalizing that they'd like to see Trump for 2024. They believe that we would not be in this position if he was in the White House at this time. We will see what comes up with 2024. Somebody says, and is this just coming up for elections right again? Says Gladys Manson. Yes, you know what? A lot of people saying that as well. Man, it's just absolutely wild what's going on right now. And is it hitting adults too, says Queen of Ocean. Great question, Queen. And reports coming out today that the answer to that is yes. Yes, it is hitting adults as well. We had originally heard, and I don't have articles on this, but I did see this report, and I'm searching for more confirmation and articles on this. But what we're hearing is that originally they were saying it was children and there was no loss of life. Then I think it was 2 days ago I shared with you that we did hear reports that there was loss of life, but it could not be confirmed that it was as a result of the sickness. Now today, I'm starting to hear reports that I'm finding on various channels that are video recordings, but I haven't gotten actual ones that I can read to you to show you. They're starting to say that there has been loss of life. They do believe it is from what's taking place, and it is not confined to children. It is hitting the elderly we had heard originally, and now adults as well are being hit by this. So they're saying that it is not what they are speculating. A lot of people believe that China is not telling the truth. And as I mentioned from this article right here that's linked in the description, they literally say China has lied to us in the past, and they believe that they are likely lying to us again. Here it is right here, so you can see it for yourself. As you know, the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, has a long history of lying about public health crises. During the pandemic, the CCP obfuscated of the truth and lacked transparency, and they robbed the United States of vital knowledge about the disease and its origin. So there you have it, coming from Congress saying this. And a lot of people on the channel vocalizing this too, that we can't trust them with what they're saying and what's going on. And man, so people are saying that this does not fall in alignment with what is being claimed it is. And people are concerned because now too, as I mentioned, we're hearing there is loss of life. This is not confined to children, and this is spreading quite a bit. What is going on? Dogs getting sick too? Yes, that as well. Queen of Ocean, yes, you are right. Dogs getting sick as well. So it is just all over the place. Mostly southern states, says Zisha Shima. Yes, they're saying that this is mostly hitting the south right now. Jeannie says that she wears a mask. Let's see here. It's a superbug, says Truthful Troll. It seems like it is. A lot of people are saying it is the white lung disease, a mystery pneumonia that can't be explained at this time. And who is requesting more information, more details? And again, why would they request more details if it was just a common everyday thing that's going on? A lot of people saying this does not align with what is being said. Did you know that the holidays are coming up? New Year's, people are going out traveling. I wouldn't be surprised if it's spreading even more, says Brian Track. Hurricanes. Yeah, totally agree. And that is why, I'm not sure if you saw the headline, they're asking to stop flights to China. They're saying that we should likely stop it because this could cause things to spread even more. Saul DePaul says popcorn lungs. Yeah, Saul DePaul. They're saying that this is the white lung disease, and that is because when the x-rays come up, the lungs are getting more and more white. It is not looking healthy as this is progressing. Time to start preparing again. How long before we have an outbreak in New Zealand, says Mark. Yeah, I'll keep you up to date, but it seems like every day the list is being added to people that are seeing this similar thing. Even though they weren't we've been off of restrictions for so long. China claiming it is simply because they've been on restriction. So we will see you guys. I will keep you up to date. Now we've got 3,300 people in the room, 2,700 likes. Can I get an extra 250 likes to get that over 3,000? If so, I would appreciate it. And again, as I mentioned, yeah, smash that like button, hit subscribe to stay up to date. I'll keep you up to speed on everything as it comes out. I'll cite all the sources, put it on the screen, and if you want to support the channel, you become a member. I've added a join button. You can click it. Michael Harrison says he just joined in. Michael, all of these are on the screen and they're cited for you. You can become a member, and then when you do so, all of these articles, they will pop up in your YouTube feed. You can click the links, go look at them. But if not, I cite everything for you anyways in the description. Let's see here. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that I can keep you guys updated, and I hope for better for our nation. Thank you so much. God bless you. You guys have a great Saturday evening. As more information rolls out, I'll keep you up to speed on everything so you know exactly what's taking place. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.